is Jasmine and I'm from Northville School. I've come here to conduct an interview of your traditional folk tales, but before that, would you please like to introduce yourself?
Hello everyone, my name is Plum Langating and I do belong from the Khasi community residing here in Kohima, Nagaland.
I've heard a lot of traditional folk tales that have been passed on, so would you please mind sharing one of your folk tales, favorite folk tales, or maybe a folk tale that had been passed on from your grandparents?
So the folktale which I would like to share at this point to you all will be from a very famous legend from the Khasi which we call as the legend of the belly of heaven. Now this legend or this folktale tells us how the Khasi people, with the Khasi people, came into origin and inhabited in the earth. So long ago, when God created the heaven and earth, the earth was void and it has no inhabitant by the time. So, but one thing that God created a huge tree, a tree that connected the heaven and the earth and acted as a bridge between the heaven and the earth. By the time also God created the 16 families that resided in heaven, and these 16 families uh, would come and go and visit the earth by using that bridge as a connection between heaven and the earth. So by the time the earth was very much fertile, the soil was very much fertile because there were no inhabitants on earth by the time. So these 16 families would also do some cultivation, farming, and all kinds of activities in earth, and would go back to heaven. So at one point of time, when all these things pass by, when all these things pass by, uh, enmity, envy grew among these family members, which means they were jealous of one another, or they were not happy of how God would dictate their coming, going from heaven and earth, and all. So there was one point of time when only the seven among all out of the 16 families, 7 families they came to earth to do the cultivation or to do all kinds of activities, while the 9 they remained back in heaven. So at the time, it was said that a specific member of family they were so much in enmity, or they not like the connection between the heaven and the earth. So they wanted to chop down that bridge so that the connection and the network would end up. So one of the family member picked up an axe and chopped down the tree that God has created in the beginning, so that the earth and heaven would remain connected. So when they chopped down this tree, the 7 family members who were in the earth doing their cultivation, they got stuck, which means the heaven and the earth got separated. The 7 families they got stuck in the earth, while the 9 they remain in heaven. So here's a moral of story from here, that how family members got distributed or got separated from one another. Now this folktale, this legend further came to be understood that all these family members, that is the 7 family members who were stuck on earth, they got separated, and they got separated from one another, and they started their own living. And today, the 7 family is known as the 7 continents of the earth of different races. While these 9 families who were uh, stuck in heaven, were known to be the 9 planets uh, which we consider is within our solar system. So this folktale explains about how God created the heaven and the earth. There's 9 planets in the solar system and the 7 continents here in the earth.
Thank you for sharing. I have some few questions.
Okay,
Um, were children expected to know the stories?
very much. This is a very old legend, and in fact, recently the government of Meghalaya has also considered that every children should know their roots. That means they should know their folktale, they should know their language, they should understand all these kinds of folk tales and how this also form as a part of the education.
Mm, Mainly, most of the other tribes,
Mm.
it's like their grandparents, or sometimes it's written. The stories are written.
Mm.
So for this story, is it orally said or is it like written?
Okay, this almost not only this legend, but almost all the legends or folk tales that is within the Khasi tribe are all oral. Okay, just passed down from mouth to mouth, and there's no any written script. However, these legends that has been passed uh, from orally has been recognized and understood among many family members, particularly among the Khasis, even till this day.
So basically, you say the story is a legend.
Mhm.
Why is it called a legend instead of just normal story?
It is called a legend because it has been passed on from generation. This generation, this story is being known from our great great grandfather, then the great great grandfather. They passed down from generation to generation, including us, the family members, the Khasi. We still know this, and further, if our generation also come, we'll still pass this folk tale, and further will become a legend.
Thank you for sharing your valuable memories and stories.
Okay,
Um, Basically, we don't have much questions about every because every tribe has their own stories
mm.
and they have their own significance. Um, then I really thank you for cooperating with us and sharing most of your valuable times.
Okay,
Thank you
thank you.
so much.
Thank you so much, everyone.